Natasha.
Debbie.
Show.
The show.
Welcome to it. Just two patriotic girls.
Learning about the world.
So please, don't take us the wrong way. This looks wrong. You hit record too soon. It's her microphone. It just tends to go places it shouldn't be going.
That happens. Things go places they shouldn't. Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show. Where sometimes our words go places they shouldn't.
You know what would be a good place for something to go? Your finger on the like button.
That's a good one.
Not really. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of
What
time
would be
to work
even
with that.
better is if that went to the subscribe button.
Oh.
It's absolutely free.
We're weird today. When are we not weird? Would you like it if we just sat here and we're just like all...
Yeah, it'd be kind of boring, wouldn't it?
It also wouldn't be us.
True.
Okay. Anyway, hi. I think we already said hi a couple times. I'm not awkward.
Not at all.
We're going to check this video out, guys. This is something that we've had saved for a while. We're not... Just so you know, Debbie's a severe criminal, okay? This is the thing, and Debbie's not even her real name. So she's had a lot of run-ins with the, U.S. police.
I've been around a lot of police. I have.
It's a fact. And what we... Okay, obviously we're kidding. Where are we? You'll never actually know.
We're actually not kidding. I have a lot of family that are police officers.
Yes.
So I have been around a lot of police.
We are kidding about having a mastermind criminal, but at the same time, not really. So what are we watching today?
Today we are going to take a look at how British police deal with non-violent criminals.
Like Debbie. Coming to a town near you.
Exactly.
UK, 2026. So we've not seen this before. We watched one video before of a dumb idiot American guy over there being stupid, and remember that?
Yes, that was ridiculous.
Don't watch it. So we don't know what this one's really got going on in here. So you want to read the description? Or you want me to read it for you?
I'll read it. You told me you were going to have me read it, so I have my glasses ready. Today we follow a UK police patrol as they take us through a typical night shift. We encounter different variety of non-violent offenses and see how UK police are trained to deal with these specific circumstances.
And I have no idea because we don't know anything about the police there much at all, really. So,
no. And
even though Debbie is a criminal mastermind, she is yet to come to the United Kingdom, so therefore she hasn't experienced this yet. So now you can learn, and we can find out and see what the differences is between here, maybe, and your base with your people.
Exactly.
You got the whole mafia going behind you. She's Italian after all. Enough of this. We're gonna check this out right now.
Crimefighters, the dark side of the city.
I told you to stop swearing, you've continued.
Yeah, right.
I'm now arresting you under Section 5 of the Public Order Act, do you understand?
Yeah.
Don't swear at me again.
You're under arrest for Section 5 public order, mate.
Take the smile off your face, 'cause it's not funny.
Hold up. So is this like a British version of Cops?
Seems to be.
Okay, I was kind of hoping that would be that way. Intriguing. Okay. I don't know how old this video is. If you do, let us know.
In 2002, Sheffield was among the worst 10 UK cities for street crime.
No.
Since then, street robbery has been cut by 70%, and now it's one of the safest cities to live.
Wow.
Part of this success is down to a team of police officers who patrol nighttime hotspots, building closer bonds with the street community.
How much do you have to steal then to get your money's worth?
Sheffield community safety officers Jim Mumby and Mark Wortley are on night patrol in the city centre.
What's a community safety officer?
I know, is that the same as a
Is that a police
regular
officer?
police officer?
Oh man, we should have did a whole different video to like understand. I didn't know there was going to be
Maybe we
differences and stuff. Here it's just like the police, detectives
Or,
and stuff.
yeah, and then ranked up above.
Yeah,
But
or the
that's-
SWAT team, I guess.
The statistic they put in there, 70% decrease. That's a huge.
This video was uploaded 5 years ago. He was referring to 2002, and then now, whenever now is from 5 years ago,
True.
it was uploaded. No idea. Nonetheless, yeah, but I don't know what that means, the type of officer. Do they carry guns? Sorry, I have a lot of questions. I'll shut up.
They're looking for a known drug addict they think is responsible for 2 recent street robberies.
Cool.
We're looking for one male in particular. He's a white male, about 5'10". He's responsible for 2 robberies that occurred at the weekend. The descriptions are of the same male. It's occurred in the Shalesmore area, where people that have been walking through have actually been robbed of their possessions. We're just in a general area search and to obviously have a look for the male.
They head to this outdoor soup kitchen to look for him.
Queuing up to get something to eat at the soup kitchen. It's a voluntary service where people come and provide either a hot cup of tea or a meal in some way, so they can obviously get some kind of nourishment. It's here for about 20 to 25 minutes, Monday to Saturday. They don't do it Sunday, so obviously it's a long day for them. Because what tends to happen on speaking to them is they'll last eat Saturday night, and the next time they may eat would possibly be the Monday night. When did you last eat, Jamie?
Well, this morning.
Yeah, was that the Archer Project that normally feeds you as well?
Yeah, morning to Archer Project, yeah.
No problem.
Sausage and tomatoes, it went all right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What drugs are you on at the moment, Jamie?
Heroin and crack.
How much a day is that costing you?
Sad.
Roughly, nah. It used to cost me up to 100 quid a day.
Yeah.
But like, I've got myself down to about £20.
How did you used to get your money then to pay for that, Jamie?
Well, I used to like shoplift and odd commercial burglary, weren't it? So
That's right, yeah. You're begging it all to get any of your money, Jamie?
no, I ain't got patience to do that sort of thing.
No, it takes a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, Jamie. I'll let you eat your soup
Alright.
before it goes
Okay.
cold. I'll come and see you
Thanks
in a
a
bit.
lot.
Thank you. Yeah, all right. How are you, Tony? Fine, thanks. You're currently staying at a flat, aren't you, near London Road?
How do you know that?
Because I'm a police officer, I'm meant to know everything, aren't I? Yeah. You're just on alcohol, though, aren't you, at the moment?
I'm an alcoholic, yeah. I'm trying to recover.
Right, no problem. How much are you drinking a day?
As much as I can get.
Right, and what kind of drink?
Mainly white shite, you know, white lightning
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
If it wasn't for your friend then giving you the flat, where would you be?
Probably be on end of a rope.
Right, obviously that's not good.
Because I am a suicide risk.
Right.
And
Have you slept on streets much?
I've got 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. You're going to get your last sandwich before they pack up and hot drink?
Thanks a lot.
No problem. See you later.
I'm just pausing here to say a couple things. So you knew I was going to, didn't you?
I had a feeling.
Yeah. So, we do have police in the United States, contrary to what the media shows people in other countries that do community outreach and know people. But it is nice to see this in other countries as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, big respect to them for knowing these guys, talking to them, having that. Absolutely, that drops the crime down because you're seeing them as people. And this affects me, even though I don't have a criminal background, unlike Debbie. Anyway. Those of you that haven't watched the show long enough will know this, and those that haven't, or maybe it's the only time you've watched the show, I'm 20 years sober from alcoholism. So, no, don't do that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Nonetheless, there's a person behind the addict. And, I never committed crimes at the same time, but there's still a person behind the addict. And for officers to know that and see that and treat them with respect as they're doing here, and, just getting the facts and understanding it, it's a big deal. There's a lot to this. I'm not giving anybody a pass for committing crimes at all, by no means, but it just hits home, to see that suffering. And hearing him saying, how much you drinking, asking him a day and him saying as much as I can.
Right.
Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt and so I feel that and it hurts. It hurts that people suffer, and I hurt for them. And if anyone's watching and you're struggling in any way, I did it. You can too. And in our playlist, we do have a whole compilation of videos for that when we've gone live here on the channel. And I did do a video a couple of years back on addiction. And if you have any interest in watching it, please do. I know one person, hi Robert, who has been sober for quite a while now because of it. So,
keep it up, Robert.
Yes. Okay.
They've just given me a quilt, so I've got something warm to wrap myself up in tonight.
Will that make a big difference?
It will make a hell of a lot of difference. Yeah, it means I'm not going to freeze my knackers off tonight.
We can gain information about their activities. They'll give us information about other people who are committing crime. If we're talking about the homeless population and the beggars, they're certainly victims as well. And by understanding the issues that affect them, we're able to deal more effectively with the problems that face the community.
We met a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, Colin?
Yeah, we did.
More when
you'd
had a bit too much to drink and
a bit inebriated.
Yes.
If you'd like to put it the way.
Yeah, and we were. Well, you were out last Tuesday, weren't you? We came to fetch it early because of the Arsenal game. We got it sorted.
Oh yeah, what you want? You're a big fella that come in flat, aren't you?
He couldn't get his head through the door.
He couldn't get his head through the door. It was that small.
So what are you up in court for?
Drunken disorderly. And
shoplifting.
Theft.
He did try and pinch a bottle of port. But that's because of his condition. He likes to drink, does Colin?
What do you normally drink, Colin?
Anything.
How useful is it to have these kind of soup kitchens?
These places are godsend because if it were for people like this, we'd have nothing.
Is this the first meal you've had today?
Yes, it is. It's first meal he's had in 3 days.
Oh wow. So we have some things, right? But this is really great. This is really great because that alone will help to alleviate a lot more burglaries and things like on its own. So I'm really impressed by this and just hearing them talking with each other. You know, it's like respect.
Yes.
You know, and at the same time, just being free to say stuff. And that, of course, like they said a moment ago, is going to make it a lot easier to get information from people when, hey, you know something about this over here?
Right.
Yeah, actually I do. So this is really interesting.
Start skips at about 4 o'clock in the morning. We eat old sandwiches and stuff like that. Of course we do. We eat stale bread. We eat everything.
We go to Netto's though, don't we, for shopping?
We do go to Netto's when we get paid. But at the end of the day, I'm a survivor. Look at this. Look, I've got a king size duvet today of a Christian, God-fearing people.
The officers then see a young man matching the description of the wanted street robber.
I was wondering about that.
Sorry to be a pain. We didn't know you were coming, but obviously you've come. We can't just ignore it. Are you still on heroin?
No, I'm on methadone.
You're on methadone. How much a day, Tony?
70 ml a day.
Roger, could you print him out, please, and then just tell me about any tattoos that we can see. Just show us that one on your right forearm, Tony.
There, that's the guy, don't they? Yeah.
I mean, I'll show you both, like, but you can't really see it. That said mum. It did say mum.
Lovely, thank you.
I'll do.
Thank you. The reason why we check you out, Anthony, is there's someone doing robberies. You've come and you match description. We've just both said that, but we've got a name for him, and we know it's not you now.
Right.
Oh, it's not.
You're not even in the frame.
Yeah, I'll tell you straight.
Okay. See, but without that type of, community
rapport that they have.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to be, that's, well done.
Lies on the edge of the city. Made up of high-rise flats and industrial buildings, it's Sheffield's unofficial red light district. Over 200 women are known to be working these streets.
A lot of the residents are subjected to abuse. In worst cases, they're even subjected to assault, sometimes violent assault. Many of the prostitutes use drugs, and there are signs of that everywhere, including needles left lying about. We found that 80% or even more of the women we actually deal with are addicted to either heroin or crack cocaine. And therefore, to feed that addiction, they go into the streets to earn the cash to pay for their next fix. And it's a vicious cycle which the majority of these women find it very difficult to get out of.
PC Wortley joins Community Officer Jeremy Spencer on a night sweep of the area in an unmarked vehicle.
I can spend all day driving around in a police car, moving people on, but an hour later, those people will be back. So sometimes it needs myself, my colleagues, to go out, arrest them, get them to court, get, bail conditions so they can't come in this area, to relieve the community for short periods of time. We're hoping to be using the antisocial behavioural orders on the prostitutes. We're going to be using those powers in conjunction with help for the girls, because the roots of their problems is drug addiction. But the ones who refuse to take the help will have to be dealt with more sternly, and if they just keep committing the offence, then they'll be arrested and we'll be applying for antisocial behaviour orders.
I don't know what it means by antisocial
going
behaviour.
on ahead of us, so we're going to deal with that. Delta 36. I'd like this vehicle stopping, please. I'm in an unmarked vehicle. Come on, mate.
See here, if you have a prostitute and you see that happening and getting in a car, they're going to instantly arrest you. That's the end of the story. No more conversation.
You've been seen around the red lights area tonight, driving around earlier. Would it come as a surprise to you that she's a prostitute? What had you discussed, negotiated?
Sex for a tenner.
Sex for a tenner?
Oh,
pardon?
Low job for a tenner.
Low job for a tenner, right. Must tell you at this stage that I'm arresting you for curb crawling. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which will later on in court.
When were you last in trouble?
A while ago.
Just come and sit in police car a minute, Leanne.
Yeah, I was curious about that, whether the person trying to pick up the prostitute also
If
got
it
in
was
trouble.
like here, yeah.
Because that happens
I
here.
was-
So that's good to know.
I was going to pause and ask the same question, yeah, because same here.
Because, I mean, both parts feel the problem, so.
Absolutely.
It's clear that the two don't know each other, and we suspect that he's been curb crawling and she's been soliciting for prostitution. They'll both go to the charge office where they'll be dealt with for the offence. This lady will be charged, and this male may be eligible for a caution. That's all dependent upon his previous convictions and whether he's in a position to confess to the offence. If he denies the offence, we'll simply charge him and send him to court. There are powers that we can use now to get the court to disqualify curb crawlers from driving. If that's the case, we'll apply for it.
Curb crawlers, we don't have that term here.
Would you like to speak with the solicitor at this moment in time? No? Well, what time do you have methadone?
11 o'clock this morning.
What's going to happen now is he's been arrested for curb crawling. He admitted that he picked the young lady up, negotiated a price for a sexual act, which obviously completes the offence of curb crawling. He's been arrested, be booked in, and be checked on our computer. Depending on what his background is, he'll be given an interview, and if the custody sergeant is willing, he may receive a verbal caution if he's got no previous convictions at all.
I don't know if we do that here.
The man receives a verbal warning,
Sure.
whilst the prostitute is later fined £40.
That's it? She's just fined £40? Okay, I'm pretty sure, and I'm not a police officer, that you're just arrested, and that's it. And yet, yeah, if you were the person, the curb caller, you ain't getting a warning for that. Because I was thinking about this more. You get a warning if you're speeding sometimes, if you're lucky. You're not going to get a warning for picking up a prostitute.
Yeah.
No. You get the cop calling your wife going, hey, your husband's here in jail. You ruin your life, essentially.
Definitely.
It's night time in Sheffield's red light district, and there's no shortage of women working the streets offering their bodies for as little as £10.
The prostitutes will stand in the red light area. They'll obviously stand by the road because the majority of their custom is males in motor vehicles. They'll stand at specific points and junctions where vehicles can turn off and stop. Down at the bottom there's a young lady stood alone. It's now 10:15 at night. It's not a bus route, there's not a bus stop there. She's shouting down the road to another female who's stood a bit further down the road. It doesn't appear to me that they're having the normal sort of conversation that two people would, because you'd come together and talk to one another. She's looking at passing vehicles. The lone male drivers in them are sort of giving us the grounds to suspect that she's loitering for prostitution at the moment.
Why is it legal in Liverpool to do it in one place but not here?
It's not legal.
I was going to say, but it's not legal in Liverpool.
Right, I'm arresting you for loitering for the purposes of prostitution. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned saying which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
I want to see a doctor.
Do you understand? Yeah, you can see a doctor.
I'm arrested, you might as well go on.
Come sit in police car. She's going to the charge office.
What for?
For loitering.
For loitering?
Oh.
Alright, well get me for loitering too.
Hey?
Well, take me for loitering too.
You're not loitering, are you?
Well, what? Hang on.
Hang on, what?
Do you speak English, do you?
I speak perfectly good English.
Right then, well what the fuck? Loitering
Stop swearing
for
or
what?
you'll be arrested.
Alright then, well arrest me, go on.
Really?
Arrest
For
me.
swearing?
I'm not
Arrest you
Go
for
on,
what?
For whatever you want to. What you've done here for. Do me for the same.
You're not loitering.
I'm not loitering.
No.
Alright then, well...
Hold up, was he serious about that? You can get arrested
Yes.
for swearing?
Seems like it. I guess maybe offending an officer, maybe? I don't know. Let us know.
I'm perplexed on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I would have been in jail a lot. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, but at an officer, yeah. Like, I need to look into our laws on that, but I'm pretty sure that's not an offense here. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Also keeping the respect.
I'll stand here on the corner now, shall I?
Right, then you'll
Yeah.
get a caution because you're not a common prostitute.
Right, well I will be then. Hang on. No, fuck off. You've been arrested for what?
Right, I told you to
She's
stop.
a common...
I told you to stop.
told me
Right,
to
listen.
stop fucking
I told you to stop swearing. You've continued.
Right.
I'm now arresting you under Section 5 of the Public Order Act. Do you understand?
Yeah.
What?
What the fuck are you doing?
Shut
Leave
up.
him with the cat. Don't tell her to shut up. Hey, don't tell her to shut up.
Come on. Come on.
Do you have your phone? I want to look up the law here.
This way.
You fucking wanker.
Jump in. There you go.
All right, you cockney prick.
Very good.
Oh. That's surprising.
And at the moment, the female is being booked in by a custody sergeant. It will probably be that, given their antecedent history, she will be charged and either bail for court or get for court in the morning. But that depends on her antecedent history, and it also depends how she is with the custody staff as well today. And what we do with this chap also depends on his previous history. Such things as whether he's got criminal record for similar offences.
The boyfriend gets a 12-month conditional discharge for disorderly behaviour. The girl is fined £40, but within days, she's back working the streets.
Okay, hold up. Actually did have Debbie's phone over here, didn't realize it. And I just want to know, because there's no way that's going to be that easy over here. So I'm just going to check real quick. Okay, we're in Ohio. So keep in mind, every state in the country is like its own country in a way, right? So in Ohio, it says the minimum charge for being arrested for prostitution is typically a third-degree misdemeanor, which can result in a fine of up to $500 and a jail sentence of up to 60 days. However, depending on the circumstances and location, penalties can range from misdemeanors to felonies, even worse, with harsher penalties for felony convictions involving higher fines and even longer jail time. And then I just wanted to look up about the swearing, because that's shocking to me. So I just put it in real quick, and it says, when I asked, can you be arrested just for swearing? It says, generally, no, you cannot be arrested for swearing at a police officer in Ohio. However, there's a couple little caveats to that. So, for example, the First Amendment protection for freedom of speech, even using profanity directed at law enforcement. But there's an exception called fighting words exception. So if there's basically like fighting words, which are words that are likely to incite an immediate and violent reaction to cursing. And then it goes on to say that in Ohio's disorderly conduct law, for cursing to be a basis for arrest, it would need to be accompanied by words or actions that a reasonable person would perceive as threatening or likely to incite a violent response. So it's either, and there's
that makes sense.
Yeah, examples of protected and unprotected speech. So yes and no, but not really. No, not really. So Not in the same way that this is. And that's really fascinating. That's really different.
Yeah.
Harsher things in some ways and looser things in others. And it's just.
I do like the level of respect that can be used
agreed.
For the officers to demand that respect.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, you're not going to sit here and cuss.
It de-escalates it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I kind of wish we had the profanity law over here. Honestly, I do. I definitely think it's de-escalating.
Yes.
More than anything, and that's the biggest part to why.
Kind of remind them that, no, you don't get to talk like that to everybody.
Key part of what we're trying to achieve is being visible to the public, build up relationships with the different communities within the Sheffield city centre area.
Yep.
And by building up those relationships, they can build up knowledge of the different problems facing the community. Current issues include prostitution, begging, street drinking and street crime. Unless we're out there actually speaking to the public, we're not going to be aware of what their issues are.
Back out on city patrol, PC Wortley has joined colleague Jim Mumby.
What you been up to anyway?
I'll go begging.
You been begging? Yeah.
I have earlier on, Lord.
Yeah. You had your drugs today?
Yeah.
How much on a day?
2 or 3 bags a day, look.
2 or 3 bags. Yeah, 30 quid.
Coming down.
Yeah. Is that just to keep yourself going, or is it to get you high? Just to keep your rattle off. How much you earning a week from begging?
Sorry. One thing I'm noticing too with these interactions, and I don't know if it's happening off camera or if it's just not happening. It doesn't seem like it is. Here, they would still be checking them, patting them down and seeing what they have on them, you know?
Yeah, because possession is...
Possession, yeah.
Yeah.
But not anymore. Well, in our state, I mean, possession, it's legal. Marijuana is legal here now.
Depending on what you're possessing.
Depends on, yeah, it's never cut and dry, right? But yeah, they wouldn't just be hanging out talking, oh, we're on drugs right now. Okay, cool. Not like they're saying cool, you know?
Right.
But they would be checking, oh, you are? Turn around.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be all handsy. So, had you thought of that earlier? Cause I'm
no,
like,
I hadn't.
Yeah, I just like, something seems different
But
here
yeah.
that
I get that now.
Mm-hmm.
I want some food myself, don't I?
So you're trying for 30 quid a day then, aren't you?
No, not even that. 25 quid a day.
25 quid a day, no problem.
But like I say, it's over that all shoplift lads in here at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you know as well as I know, I've got an habit to feed boys. What would they rather me do? Me ask them for a spare change or go home after they've been shopping and find the house has been burgled by me, do you know what I mean?
Right, chaps. Thanks a lot.
I'll see you in a week, John. They currently say that they're on approximately 30 to £40 a day. Unfortunately, with the habit, you normally have to double what they say, and it could be anything up to £60 onwards that they've got to earn, obviously per day, to try and keep the habit. As John's already explained to us, it's not about keeping the habit, it's about keeping him going, and he needs £60 a day to inject to keep going, just to do the basic functions.
The officers are still looking for a man wanted for street robbery. They
wonder if they're
head
going
to
to get back
this
to
disused
that.
factory that's home to rough sleepers.
It's just there. They're all derelict, and as I say, we've been in this afternoon and we've had a look round, and it's in a very sad state of repair. Unfortunately, it's the same story in every room with needles, and it's a place where we know that people are sleeping rough.
As they're leaving, the officers see a man who's been living in the building.
Ah?
It's your kit in there, isn't it?
Sleeping bags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long you been living there?
About a month.
About a month. What's it like?
Cold.
Are you surviving then? Are you getting your money?
Selling big issues and stuff.
You got your badge?
Yeah.
How much
He's the guy
heroin you on a day?
I feel it.
Well,
Yes, I do.
Approximately.
about a tenner.
About a tenner, not double. Is there anyone else stopping with you in there?
There's a few people there.
How many, roughly?
About three more people there.
But all sleeping in the same room, or
Not in
you've
the
got
same
got
room,
different apartments?
Different parts of the building.
Is it like a bit of a family then, a community?
Well, yeah, we're quite for each other, talk to each other.
Anyone giving you any hassle there or anything?
No.
No? Get to meet the working girls, they say hello or...
A woman come in with this bloke, and she like opened the door to come into the room.
Yeah.
And you see me, no lady in sleeping bag, and he said sorry and like turned round and went back out.
So they haven't bothered
so
you?
I thought like she must be a prostitute, but I'm not.
Sure.
I weren't sure, but I didn't know her.
Heading back into the city centre, the officers get a call on the radio.
Negative, mate. It's just some street drinkers falling all over the floor.
Roger, we'll have a look. Thanks very much, appreciate it. We've had a report that there's potentially a beggar on the near the tequila bar, and that he was a bit unsteady on his feet, so we'd like to go and have a look at him and just assess what's occurring. There you go. How are you?
Guys.
How much you had to drink today, Sean? You've just had a few. Are you a street drinker? Do you sleep on the streets, or have you got a house to go to?
Number 11.
Will you come to the church with me?
Are you going to go and get some food?
Yeah. But we got to go into the church. We're going to miss it.
All right then. 2 seconds, we'll get him up and he'll be going.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be able to look after him?
Yeah.
Because we're going to help you up in a minute, and you're going to go along and get something to eat, aren't you? So you can't stop here. How long you been with Sean then?
I've known him for about 11 years.
About 11 years.
Dog 45, nothing current or impending. Total of 41 previous. Most recently for being D&D. April 2003 of us.
Come on then.
Roger.
You're going to have to get up, Sean. Up, so. Are you going to go and get something to eat? Let's see if you can pass the walking test. See you later. Go on, Sean, follow her. Go on then. You don't want to get arrested. Go and get something to eat, and we'll get something warm.
Yeah, just again, they're not patting him down. They're not checking him. I don't know if that's off camera. I'm assuming probably not, because I guarantee they probably find stuff on most of these people.
Yeah, that is an
That's
interesting
confusing
difference.
to me because it's just different, and that's not how it works here. Here, it's nope, you check them, and if there's something there, yeah, they're going to be arrested for it most likely. But that's surprising, very surprising.
These people in the main are victims, people who have issues in everyday life, who have addictions, who have mental health issues.
Right.
And the life on the streets is a deprived existence where they're simply existing from day to day, trying to feed the habit if they have a habit. Therefore, it's certainly a priority of South Yorkshire Police to help and support these people wherever necessary.
Yeah, there's a lot there. You know, my mom's favorite show, like growing up, for me, she was one of her favorite shows was always Cops, right? And much more hardcore than what we just saw here, right?
Yes.
For sure. A lot of differences. A lot of questions we had. Hopefully you'll help with the answers on those. Again, we're not police.
No.
So we don't know all this stuff.
We sure don't.
But
what I mean, I know our police do here too. It's really important to get out there in the community and have those officers out there.
Yeah.
So that you can see what the community's dealing with, so that then there can be stuff that can solve it. Because how can you solve the problem if you don't really know what the issue is?
Well,
get down to the core of the issue.
I'm also a little confused on the public intoxication. Is that not a law there? Like the last gentleman, they just let him go on. Whereas here, you'd most likely be arrested for that. And like I said, here the laws vary from even city to state.
To every city, every
federal.
state. Yep.
So what?
Exactly.
So what we're watching here is a lot different than what we experience here. Not us personally. Remember, it's Debbie, the criminal mastermind. But you know, again, if anyone has watched this episode and has struggled with any addiction, you can do it, and I know that because I'm proof of it. So yeah, it sounds weird to say I like the video, but thumbs up for the video for the police officers. And got mad respect to any police officers watching. Seriously.
Yes.
And guys, please subscribe to the channel. It's free to do. And thank you for watching. We'll be back on the next episode. And until then, and as always, please love like jazz.
Be as strong as Tyson.
Bye.
Bye.